I will tell you now that I am what my brothers call an ugly duckling. I know it may sound awful, but work with me here. Work with me. No one loves you like your siblings, right? Like your siblings typically tend to tell you what you need to hear. And sometimes it may not be the nicest. And okay, so siblings say some things. I mean, we love doing the dozens. Let me get focused. Here is the point. I did not come into my own until later in life, which isn't a bad thing. But in coming into my own, I had to learn some things about my body that I had never considered. So as we talk about becoming better versions of ourselves, I want to take this little trip down the fitness and wellness path so that we can get this right to get this right. Let's talk about it. Hello and welcome to Ladies Listen Up. I am your host, Gwendolyn, G.R. Houston Jack. Now you're saying to yourself, Gwendolyn, your brothers called you an ugly duckling. You know, it was actually just one. It was just one. But it still counts, you know. I was that kid, kind of awkward. I got my dad's body when I was coming up, so I was tall and lanky. And I did not get my mother's body like my sister, who had like curves and things. And there's nothing worse than being a black girl and she ain't got not a curve, not a bump, not a lump, nothing. The worst, especially during puberty, you know? But what can I tell you? As I said before, I was coming into my own, right? And so I remember graduating from high school. And I got to NYU and there is the gym, the fitness club that we're all, able to use. And they gave us free trainers. Now, this is the 90s, y'all, at a private college. And so I thought, well, if I can go in and get a trainer to work with me, I can get more fat. Because I was using the buns and abs of steel. And, I was like, let me keep going. Well, the young man said, look. And of course, there's always like the handsome guy who's like your trainer. And here you are, freshman, just like all lanky and braces and stuff. Such an 80s movie. Such an 80s movie. I digress. He said, you don't want to gain fat. You want to build muscle. But you need to understand what kind of body you have to get an idea of the results you could have. And I was like, what? So let me jump into our topic really quick and talk about the body types. Okay, now I'm using some old 1940s information. I believe it's 1940s. It's been a while since I've had it, but I'm using this info just to get the conversation started. Let me go ahead and put out the asterisk. Gwendolyn is not a fitness person. Okay? This is not that conversation. I am bringing to you information to start the rewiring of our brain. There's a deeper conversation here, so don't get lost in it. But let's go over the three body types that was created some time ago, but I believe is still very valid today. First on the list is the ectomorph. Now, an ectomorph is a tall, slender body type with little body fat. They have a narrow shoulder and hip ratio that's relative to the height, and they tend to also have a fast metabolism that makes it hard to gain mass. Second on that list is the mesomorph. This person is a medium-built body type that's often considered athletic. Shoulders that are wider than the hips, and there is also an efficient metabolism that makes it easy to gain muscle and lose fat. Lastly is the endomorph. This person has a round or soft body type with more body fat than muscle mass. They also tend to have a large abdomen, and there is a naturally slow metabolism that makes it easy to gain weight and hard to lose weight. Now again, all of these body types were theorized by Dr. W.H. Sheldon in the 1940s. And Dr. Sheldon believed that each body type had a specific personality associated with it. However, not everyone fits into exactly one category, and body type can, of course, change over time. All right, so now we know about the different body types. Now, why do I bring that up if I'm not really going to focus on your particular body type and anything to do with it? Well, I start with this one. When that young man told me I needed to know about my body, I learned a very simple lesson. I can't be like Sally Sue, and I can't be like Jessie. And Jessie is a girl, by the way, not Jessie, but whatever. Although it could be either way, but still, focus. Gwendolyn, focus. The deal is this. We often see other people, and I am talking about our media. I'm talking about those visual messages of how you do not measure up, how you don't have the right body, the right hips, the right dips, all the things. I'm talking about that. And because we see it every single day flash in our face, we can't help but feel some kind of way, but we forget. We're not one size fits all, right? Now, I started out as an endomorph. I don't know what I am at this point, because I also recognize that as women, as we get older and as we go through some other changes, our body type is going to change. We don't stay the same all the time. Now, my Aunt Linda, she has been petite all her life. She has given birth to 4 now very adult men. And she is the same size 0 she was before she had her kids. Even if she wanted to try to gain something, she couldn't. It's not built into her, right? Whereas some of us start one way, we have a little bit of chemical change, and then a whole nother body shows up. But that's life. Let me go back to this again. When you're seeing all these messages about what's in vogue and what you should look like, and this is what we see as being attractive, I am telling you right here, right now, take all of that, put it in the garbage can and burn it. Put it on flame. Just burn it. Because it'll get in your head. Here I was, this person who is tall and lanky and about as flat as all get out. And I was working overtime to get a body, a mesomorph, right? A little athletic, a little fit, a little bump in the... And it wasn't happening, Captain. It was not happening because it wasn't supposed to be. That's not where I'm supposed to fit in. It was not in my DNA. Now, you let time fast forward, and I did adopt a very athletic regimen, right? Power walking, running, hiking, all the things. I had a very physical job that had a lot of lifting. All of a sudden, the biceps start showing up, the calves start doing what they need to do. And I'm like, oh, okay, Gwendolyn, I see you. It took time. It could just also have been the fact that it took time, right? a little late to the party, but I'm here. All these things can happen. But we have to make sure that whatever happens to us, we are wrapping our arms around the body that we have today. And that we're not looking at everybody else wanting someone else's body. I mentioned this earlier, that my sister got my mother's shape. He was like a figure 8, the hourglass. And I thought, oh, the nerve, the audacity of it all. Of course, she was popular in high school because she could do like amazing artwork. And then she had a figure. And I remember trying on her clothes. I told this before. I remember trying on her clothes because spandex was big back in the day. And it was awful. Not only was it awful because I didn't feel comfortable in those clothes, but it was awful because it did not accentuate my body. It didn't do anything for me. It did nothing for me. I mean, I got a couple of looks, but it fell flat. It was not for Gwendolyn. But it is so easy for us to see another person and say, wow, I wish I had that. I wish I could do. Now, this is not the same as I appreciate that. Like, I love that on her or him or on them. Like, I've seen hairstyles, I'm like, oh, that's cute. I would never do it. I've seen tattoos that I think are amazing. I would never do it. It's not the same. This is, I see this person's body and I'm going to do everything I can to get that person's body. Now, time out. There is cosmetic surgery. And I don't want to talk about cosmetic surgery because that is a personal thing. Personally, I would never do it. That's my thing. People do what they believe is best for them. I do believe, though, in the realm of cosmetic surgery, if you are attempting to fix something, a lot of times what's broken is in here, and no amount of whatever is going to change that. It's going to fix it. So I just want to, but let me go back down to the cosmetic surgery deal. Because a lot of us, okay, let me stop. Some of us like to get an enhancement in all kinds of places, right? We go for an enhancement because we didn't get it naturally. And so we thought, let me just add it on. Or, no matter how many times we do the squats and lunges, that's where I want to go. It just isn't getting there. And that goes back to the body type. There are some body types that no matter how much you work out, no matter how many jumping jacks you do and how many, burpees and curls and twirls and whatever else, you're not going to get it. Like, you're not going to get that body. I don't care what you don't eat. This might never be a 6-pack or a 12. Maybe you get a 4, right? Like, it doesn't matter because you weren't built that way. But yet and still, there are magazines and videos and people telling you, well, if you just do this, you'll get this. Here's my suggestion. Here's where I'm going with this conversation of recognizing who you are. We need to wrap our arms around it. Wrap your arms around the body we have. Now, I do recall recognizing what kind of body I had and picking clothing that would accentuate the shape that I had. Now, I'm 5'8.5". I'm a little tall side. And even with that, I still wear 4.75-inch heels because I like being tall. It kind of puts me up there. You know what I mean? I enjoy it. I like getting sometimes high-waist pants, which you can't see in this little shot. But I like getting those high-waist pants, right? To sort of bring up this illusion of long legs. Now, I do have long legs, but still. The longer the leg, the better. Can you imagine what life would be like if we told people to wrap their arms around who they were? And if we told people that no matter how much work you do, you will never have that body. Now, I know folks say, but that's why they have cosmetic surgery. That's why, okay, well, you know, hey, again, you start moving things around and doing things, it's like any other something. It's got to be maintained. If you don't maintain it, and then let's think about women specifically. Because as we go through our aging process, be it age or all the other changes that come with being a woman, you know, it is no holds barred on what's going to happen. No holds barred. As a woman, there are just different things that happen to us. Things do slow down. They kind of drop down. They get a little low. Things change. Then all of a sudden, you know, here I am running these marathons, half marathons, everything. The moment I stop, you would think I have done nothing all of my life. Nothing. I'm like, what? I don't understand. And in my mind, I keep thinking I am the 20, 30 something that could just do a little something and the weight just falls off. My body's like, girl, those days are over. You are not there anymore. I'm like, wait, what? The hormones do what they do. The body itself with the hormones and the chemicals, and it starts doing some different things, and your body type can change. There is always a room for change. I know of a person who enjoyed apples, woke up one day and had an allergy to apples. Broke out, had to go to the hospital. It was like, but I've been eating apples all my life. Yes. The body is always changing. My auntie, Little Miss Zero, one day she's doing all the stuff. The next day she cannot have any dairy. She is now lactose intolerant. The body's always changing. We're going to lose some muscle mass as we get older, right? We're going to go through more changes chemically that will impact this body type. That's coming. My thought is very simple. Wrap your arms around it, around the change, around what is and what will be. I believe it's beautiful. When I see these women who are 70 plus, who are like bodybuilders, I'm like, okay, woo, goals. And then I think, is it really my goal? Is it? I suppose, no, let me step back one. Because I forget that in our society, we make it seem as if the thinner you are, the healthier you are. Completely forgetting what the average height of a woman is and what the average body size is. Like Marilyn Monroe, she was a thick chick. She was not thin. She was thick. She had a little something going on. But you let them tell it, everybody looked like Twiggy or Kate Moss. Waif thin. Everybody had that. Those are lies. Those are lies. We have to be careful of the messages and the images that we take in when it comes to taking care of this vessel. Now, I will tell you, yes, I am a former runner. I don't run anymore, right? For me, it's not good for my feet. It's not good for my knees. I will power walk. And I will jog a little bit, like maybe a half mile. But I don't run the way I used to run. I have to think about that. It's like, ugh, these feet, these knees, I gotta do more, you know what I'm saying? Like you have to make decisions. But the messages, it's on social media, it's in our magazines, it's on the runway carpet. The thinner you are, the healthier you are, the happier you are. Lies. Now, being a person who is always exceptionally thin, I welcomed the curves. You have no idea. It's always that grass is greener, right? It's always the grass is greener. When you don't have it, you want it. And what you do have, you want to get rid of. Somewhere in there is a happy place. Here's our happy place. We're going to wrap our arms around our body type, and we are going to embrace what is best for our body type. So let's talk about doing a little work. Let's talk about what we're going to do in regards to wrapping our arms around our body type. Here's my first thing for you. I'm going to lean in real quick. Hold on, I'm going to lean in. Talk to your doctor. Talk to your doctor. I mean that seriously. Nothing against. No, I'm not going to say that. When we talk about the world we're working in today, there are so many exceptionally charismatic people who are giving you ideas of the latest diet, exercise, tool to try. Be careful with that. Do you know how much money is made in the health and wellness industry? Do you know? Now, I don't know. I didn't even look it up, and I don't have to look it up. I can tell you it's billions. Why? Because so many of us are going for a goal that is not attainable. You will never be the size of XYZ. You're not going to be like that supermodel. That's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. And as long as you have people who are feeding on the fear of and telling you that you're not this, they're going to stay in business. They're going to stay in business. We got to stop it. Now, you don't have to. I highly suggest you join this side of the team and come over here. Come on this side. Number one, talk to your doctor. Do your wellness exam, get your blood work, and talk about what's best for you in terms of maintaining a healthy heart and maintaining a healthy level of all that goes into being a woman. Or if you're not a woman, then whatever is good for your heart. I guess I should not, but it is about the lady. So now, being a woman. Start there first. Now, everybody can't get a dietitian, right? I don't have a dietitian, but I do ask my doctor what would be best for someone like me. Now, she has told me, Gwendolyn, you're going to have to lay off the red meat. Now, here's the deal. I don't eat a lot of red meat, but I am getting older. And studies have shown that as we get older in women, there is a higher chance of cardiovascular disease. Right? Things start changing, is what it is. So I am taking a look at my diet. I am, going back to my runner's diet, more lean chicken, brown rice, veggies, every now and then a little bit of beef. I mean, she talked about wine. I didn't get that message, but she talked about it. Talk to your doctor. If you can, get a dietitian. Now, if you are a person who likes to go to a gym and your gym offers free classes and maybe a complimentary fitness conversation, I would do that too. What we don't want to do is start picking up exercises that are not good for our body. Now, me, Gwendolyn does Pilates because I need stretch. That's what I did as a runner. I do Pilates, I row, I power walk, I jog. And there is also a place for a medicine ball to get a little bit of this, right? A little bit of this. Cardio, stretching, muscle. Those are the basics. So if you have a gym, and I'm not a gym person, there's too much DNA in the gym. I can't. But I'm not a gym person. I'm an outdoorsy person. So I will go outdoors. I will see my walking, running people at the park, and I will have the conversations, and then I do my Pilates at home. But talk to either a person at your gym, your YMCA, your YWCA, your doctor, who can help you find the right exercises for your body. Now, if you really do want to start losing the weight and doing other things, that's going to be a personal trainer. Let's be honest. You need someone who can get into the nitty-gritty about your body type and help you figure out a good regimen to help you reach whatever goal that is. And when we talk about goals, they should be attainable, realistic, smart. Gwendolyn, I don't think, and I hate to say I don't think, but I don't see myself getting a six-pack. I don't see it. I don't have that patience. I don't have that dedication. That's the problem. Don't have that dedication. I am certain if I really put my heart into it, I could. I don't want that life. It's not for me. I have very simple health goals. As long as I can get into my pants, right, and my tops, Gwendolyn's fine. That is it. Very simple goals. The moment we can't get into things and we can't button up, it's like, oh, I need to figure it out. It's like, I need to get right back out there and double up. The moment my doctor says, hey, your numbers look a little funny, we double up. We adjust the routine. Very simple goals. Very simple. Here's my point. And I know it sounds like, is she just rambling? I am not. This is real. All of it's real. We're all going through changes, right? We didn't even talk about how perimenopause and menopause really throws us a doozy. We didn't even get into like hormone replacement therapy. That's not my spot. I could definitely bring it up, maybe next season, but that's not my spot. But we do know, as women moving into these changes, those things will make a difference on all of this right here. It's going to make a difference. It changes how you lose weight, how you gain weight. Your mood, getting quality sleep. There's a whole host of things that those changes are going to impact. My topic today is very simple. We need to wrap our arms around who we are. And who we are is also physical. And it does impact our health. It does impact our wellness. It definitely impacts us mentally, right? How we see ourselves. Do you really love the body that you're in? And if you don't, by all means, make the adjustments. If the adjustments are going to be, say, cosmetic, that's fine. Look, ladies, do whatever is best for you. All I am suggesting is to, one, recognize you are an individual. We're not one size fits all, so don't jump on every fad diet bandwagon and put yourself in some serious harm because you are doing things to the inside that you can't even see. So don't do that. But talk to your doctor. Start having real, open, honest conversations about what you're thinking, how you're feeling, and what your concerns are. Have that conversation. And if you can, get a dietitian to get a diet made just for you. And if you have a gym or don't, get a personal trainer, if that makes sense for you. Now, through all of it, we have to show ourselves a little space and a little grace. This is a learning thing, man. This is an ultra marathon. It is not a sprint. And there's nothing more depressing than getting on the scale and you're like, nah, I don't know why these numbers are not moving. I don't know why they're not moving. Yeah, okay. Yeah. I don't do numbers too, by the way. I don't do numbers. Pick a piece of clothing that you want to get back into, that you've enjoyed, is kind of, and then just work yourself out that way, you know. Like that's my idea there. Let me end with this. You got one body, you have one life. Make the most of it. Enjoy it while you're here. Shine brightly. You know, it is in you. It is part of your destiny. The world requires your genius. So let's show up in that. Talk to you guys later.